Hello class, and welcome back to the second part of our lecture on cover letters. So just a reminder that cover letters are a brief introduction of yourself and your skills and your experience that should accompany your resume or your job application. The goal of a cover letter is to persuade the employer to invite you for an interview. So what we're going to do now is discuss the various components of a cover letter and provide some detailed examples of each of the components. So let's start off with a little bit of a header. That's one thing that should accompany the cover letter and be part of the cover letter. And what the header is your name, your address, your phone number, and your email. This sort of information should be centered at the top of the page or have a prominent place somewhere on the page. And it's essential to provide accurate contact information to ensure that the employer can reach you. Next, you want to have a salutation, and your salutation should address the specific person who will be reviewing your application. So avoid using generic terms like "to whom it may concern," as this can come across as very impersonal and seem to indicate that you haven't done your research on this job application. Next, you have your introduction, and the introduction should capture the reader's attention and provide a brief overview of who you are and why you are applying for the position. This is where you can mention your mutual connections or other relevant details that will help to make you stand out. After that comes the body of the paragraphs, where you look at highlighting your relevant skills and experience as they relate to this position. It's always good to use specific examples to demonstrate your qualifications and your accomplishments. And it's essential to tailor your cover letter to each position you apply for and to address the specific requirements listed in the job description. And then, of course, we come to our closing paragraph. And the closing paragraph should summarize why you are a good fit for the position and express your enthusiasm for this opportunity. Be sure to thank the employer for considering your application and provide your contact information. And then we have a closing salutation, and you should always end your cover letter with a professional closing salutation, such as "sincerely" or "best regards," followed by your name. Now, in essence, a cover letter is essential in getting a job. It's an essential component of any job application, and it provides you with the opportunity to introduce yourself to the employer and to highlight your relevant skills and experience. Remember, you only get 5 or 6 seconds to make a good first impression. And so it's important to consider all of these components to tailor your cover letter to the position and increase the likelihood that it will grab your potential employer's attention and increase your chances of securing an interview. So, what have we looked at and what have we learned? Well, we've discussed the importance of a well-crafted cover letter, as well as the essential components and best practices for writing one. We've reviewed several examples and the research-based insights in how to create a compelling cover letter that will capture the attention of your hiring managers. Firstly, we discussed the purpose of a cover letter, which is to introduce yourself, to highlight your qualifications, and show why you are a good fit for the position. We examined the various elements of a cover letter, including the header, the salutation, the introduction, the body paragraphs, the closing paragraph, and, of course, your signature. For each section, we provided some specific examples, and I wanted to kind of highlight that we looked at the components that are there. And we also discussed some best practices for writing a cover letter. It's important to remember to tailor your letter to the job posting. Use clear and concise language. Demonstrate enthusiasm and professionalism. And make sure that your cover letter stands out. Incorporate key words. Maybe use some bullet points to highlight your accomplishments and tell a compelling story. Additionally, it's important to avoid mistakes in your cover letter. Don't use generic language. Don't repeat information from your resume, and avoid from being too informal. And so we need to kind of be mindful of all of that. And overall, a well-written cover letter is essential for landing your dream job. By following the best practices that we've explored in this lecture, you can create a compelling and effective cover letter that will help you to stand out from all the competition. I want to thank you for engaging within this lecture about cover letters. I'm hoping that it will help you in the future, and I have no doubt that it will, because a well-crafted cover letter can go a long ways to helping you secure your interview for your dream position. That's it for our lecture this week. I hope you enjoyed. You take care, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.